So I guess we're gonna start again. Um, Again, there's the new life in this tank. Um, I'm super disappointed with myself. So many different ways that I could have made it work, and I didn't. Super disappointed. Um, I've got a couple other more established tanks I could have put them in. Um, I actually have sponge filters and some of the other tanks that I could have dropped into this tank. I could have let this tank cycle more. I could have waited to buy them until I actually set this tank up, which was not ever going to happen if I wouldn't have bought them. Um, I could have um, tested the water. That's the first and most obvious one. Um, I didn't even realize that they were pooping and peeing until I did a a water change after they had died and kicked up all the poop that had just been dropped in here from them being in for a couple of days, because I didn't see them eating anything. So um, yeah, that super sucked. Sorry to have to show you guys that. Um, Hoping this doesn't end all the videos, but I think those were like a huge part of the videos. Definitely not my giving up point as far as plecos or designer plecos, but I should have. I I am more prepared. I should have prepared more. Um, I could have been, yeah. They could have stayed alive, and I screwed up. So pretty disappointed right now. In myself, it's not even really the cost of the fish. It's the fact that I could have kept them alive, and for whatever reason, I think I was more because they were new, and I had one gold nugget previously that passed. I was more worried about the temperature, and then trying to get them. What are those things called? Caves, and um, I wasn't even thinking about uh, the water quality, or the fact that this was a brand new tank with no, you know, um, biological filter to handle the waste. So I'm gonna leave the snails in here. Um, Let it keep running. I'm not 100% sure if I'm gonna add a sponge filter to this setup to help it out a little bit, um, and take on the sponge filter. I'm assuming would take on the bio load. Um, with those three fish, I could have easily added two sponge filters to this, if not three. Um, I could have disconnected the if I would have disconnected the undergravel filter, that would have probably been a little useless. Um, but stuff still would have settled and probably accumulated at the bottom in the rocks. Um, yeah, I've so many different ways I could have went about this. Hindsight 2020, all that good stuff. Sorry. Um, I'm super disappointed. I don't know how disappointed anybody else will be about the fact that they don't get to see those fish anymore. But yeah, that sucked. So start all over. Start all over. So far, I've moved the peppermint pleco back into the 2.5 because that one actually does. I put the sponge filter in that one, and I'm not ready to bring him back over yet. I don't want to stress him out anymore. I don't want to. I don't want to move the sponge filter from there into here. I've got the plugs to do it with. Um, yeah, I should have. I don't know. That never even crossed my mind. Um, so yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. I guess this will be a breeding tank for the rabbit snails if they continue to do so. Thought there were 3 in here. Yeah, there are 3. Um, now there's 4 because we got that little guy. Let's see if we can focus there. Can we focus? Can we focus? No, we're not gonna focus, huh? All right, well that's fine. Um, so yeah, that super sucked. Super sucked. Not happy about that at all. I'll stop bringing down the high. Um, I don't have any good news right now except for the fact that we got a little guy, and um, the peppermint is not dead yet. I'm still trying to see if I can pull him through because he was pretty shook up by the spike of ammonia that happened in here. And I know that ammonia spikes happen, and I should have watched it more carefully, um, and I didn't. I ran out of strips, and I was like, oh, it's too much trouble to test with the water and drops, and I, yeah, screwed that up big time. So, um, here we are, and hopefully soon this tank will be, have some life in it, or more life than it does, because it's already got the snails in there. So, um, maybe I'll use those I could have used the snails to cycle the tank. Like, there's so many other options I could have done that would have kept those 2 fish alive. Um, it's ridiculous. All right, sorry about that. Have a good day.